Nilzinho was actually able to find a lot better structure. He found the team that worked well for him. You know, he's more of your hands-off, sort of the role you used to compare him to is your Smith-style AWPer when you come into the team like that. And that worked very well with the rest of the firepower he has, whereas Imi, he has to be more aggressive, more explosive, very hands-on, has to do everything himself, and that's how they work very differently as well.
Yeah, the players on the Method side are so experienced as well. They usually tend to have a slow start, 0-5, 0, or like 5-1 down, 4-1 down. They're slow burners. Initially, they look shaky, but slowly as the map continues, they improve in form. The question is, though, will EnVyUs let that one slip? We mentioned before, if Method lose too many rounds initially, it gets too far too gone. They're too far behind to potentially come back into the map. Anyway, though, we go into round number 1.
See what the utility they're going for here as well. Snods looks like it is going to be that door burst towards the A site. Obviously, double flash out, smoke short, and then overpower the site.
It's got to be a retake from the CTs as well. They're coming in for the fast flank here. Jack being boosted up. Could come in from behind. If it goes now as well before the execution happens, it could be detrimental.
Flashbangs have gone over there, are going to push their way through. The smoke actually doesn't go down. Actually doesn't use the flashes either. They've just gone contact off the back of this because they cleared the site. This is really smart, but they didn't know Jax was in the backline. Takes down Nilzinho. That is one huge frag already. They can now try and mount their attack back into the site.
4 versus 4 now. Standing from behind towards him. He needs to find a frag onto VKL and he doesn't. Look at that. The flurry of frags go in favour of EnVyUs. It's going to be 4 versus 1.
Yeah, he was so critical to trying to turn this round back into their favour at that point, but Weber staying alive, the man that's always been in the clutch situations, finds the headshot. Weber's taking them all down as he rips his way through. It's a hat-trick for Weber. If he finds this, he will be able to pick it up. It's just one member left. Jax goes down. Clutch play from Weber. That's as good as it gets. Rolls back the years there.
A massive 1 versus 4 there from Weber. And mounts the first round and the pistol round 1 for your T-side crash. That could be shaken or shaking the EnVyUs side. Last time they played Cash last week, they won 16-0. Interesting to see how they take defeat on their side. Lambert right now, just a deagle for him. Found 2 kills into the pistol, which means he will have enough of the orb into the first buy round. It's going to be 4 sets of Kevlar from the CT side. Versus them will be the fast B rush with the UMPs and the pistols.
Yeah, aggression, all-out shock and awe-style play towards that bomb site. VKL will get the smoke down in time, but they're just going to charge straight through it. Petty Skill actually chimes in, though. They are finding these frag stuns. This is not going the way that Method wanted it to. It's all starting to falter at this point. They've already lost 2 men. They do eventually get the trade back from Pulse doing a little bit of footwork. But they're just left with the duo of Weber and Nilzinho.
Exactly that, 4 versus 2 now. Low HP onto Nilzinho as well. 100 HP for the remaining CT players. Armor. 3 of them as well. Just Lambert there with the deagle. Already found a frag for himself, so doesn't really need to do any more into this round.
Tried to hit him with the aggressive style of CS. They burst their way through, but it has just not worked out in that fashion. The smoke going down for VKL was very important into that round. Able to keep them at bay. They bunched so much time off because of that utility investment we saw on EnVyUs.
Exactly. 4 of the remaining CT players group towards B. And now as the time does tick down, they are starting to become wary of where else these remaining T players could be. No players towards the A site currently, though. Bomb in the hands of Nilzinho, Tech 9, Kevlar helmet, and a Molotov is all he has. Smoke grenade for Weber. The question is, what do you do in this scenario when you are 2-man disadvantage? They are going to be heading towards door potentially, or just stay main. And if they do, for the CT side, they have to split up. 2 towards B, 2 towards A. Luckily for Method, it should be a 2 versus 2 towards A side, but look as the rotation comes in towards CT from VKL. If they stack 3 men here, this could be the force by win for EnVyUs.
They have the utility player as well. That's the smoke that's going to go out, trying to give them a little bit of leeway to actually push onto the site. Molotov uses from Neil as well. They want to get those CTs out, those hunkered down angles, but CTs are only just pushing back through. Flashbang over, play together. If they can try and at least get frags on the board, it would be manageable, but Lambert instantly dispatches them both. That's a double kill with the deagle, and the reset comes out. That was supposed to be the easy one.
Exactly that. The reset comes through, but what's more important as well, Jack, is the fact that they found all of the SMGs that are on the floor. Retrieving the guns and bringing them into round number 3 means they won't have to buy up into this round, so the money will keep stacking. They win the eco round as they force it together. And look at that. It's going to be the deagle for Haji. Mac 10 for Petiskel. Actually, no, drops it over to Haji. It's going to be the UMP for 2 players, VKL and Petiskel, and then Galil onto Lambert, and an M4 for Jax. Versus them will be the full eco from Method. They're going to be conceding this one and buying up into round number 4. The question is, though, will they have an orb? Will they have a full set of AKs? Utility needed to take control of mid, take control of A main and B short.
That's the thing, not getting the bomb down that previous round could come back to bite them.
Indeed. Anyway, that's just going to be Weber. Right now peeking towards mid, see if he can spot any heads. Unluckily for him, though, Jax does retreat from short, goes back towards connector, holding any pressure from mid. Now the CTs have given up control of highway and vent. VK and that's got to be wary. Their flanker coming behind.
Nice angles to play for EnVyUs as well. You can see easily tradable angles that are in play, playing as duos and just holding crossfires.
Eventually, Weber will find someone. Jax actually does win the duel, makes it a 5 versus 4. 1 minute left on the clock right now. This is the Eco coming out from Method. So for this round for EnVyUs, they have to try and get as much cash as possible into the remainder of the match.
They are just getting down. It's oh so easy for EnVyUs to just peek. They have the range advantage. Lambert as well works his way through with the Galil up against the Eco. Haji chimes in for the final frag. That is going to be the 1 kill coming out with the Mac 10. So at least they get that extra little bit of cash injection.
Yep, now the buy should come in for Method. What do you do? Usually when we cast Method on cash, they go for the mid control. Stanley and Jenko constantly being boosted up towards mid. They take control of that end of the map, and from there they'll split towards highway. They'll regroup, go back towards vent, and go for a split towards one of the sites. They never really go for the contact plays, the 4 or 5 man together, the groupings. Anyway, actually it will be just another positive buy coming out. So for Method right now, it's going to be 5 10 9s. No utility onto any players, so you have to peek every angle dry.
And flash here early. Jenko just trying to keep himself in the clear as they will go for this late burst towards the A site. Only 1 man up close personal is going to be Haji, but that Mac 10 could rack up so much free economy into the round slot. If he plays it right, will only find 1 before he gets traded back down by Weather.
So 4 versus 4 right now. Kits into the CTs, it's not the end of the world for them, but then again the Mac 10 and the Tech 9 right now into play as the Rangers get closer and closer. Someone comes in towards A main. Jenko crosses back to the site. It's one onto Petiscal and Nilzinho towards A main.
Yeah, Nilzinho has to find this kill here. Petiscal could be taken down. He has to go for the flash peek. Gets obliterated because of this. They're doing work into the round. The Tech 9 comes out for Jenko, but he can't quite pick up any more juicy frags. But Stanley will do some damage instead. Goes massive with the Tech 9, rips his way through 2 more members to the side of EnVyUs, and they reset them.
4th rounds going back and forth means we're on a 2-2 scoreline, favouring the T side, obviously, because the CT economy is so much more weaker and fragile. Right now, for EnVyUs, do they go for another force buy, or do they eventually concede a round? Eco, a buy up into round number 6 with a 4 buy. Actually, then again, they won the force buy. They kept the SMGs because they picked up the guns from Method. So that's why they can still buy here. It's going to be round number 5 now. And actually, EnVyUs lose the previous round versus the force buy Method. Ironically, though, Method have the better buy. So, bomb towards T-spawn. Slow default coming out from potentially both teams there. Lambert made noise jumping up, so I don't know if he's going to be going for that one. Door is open from Pulse.
Lambert misses the shot, though. Pulse peeks straight into him, gets away scot-free, counting his blessings that he actually got out of there unscathed.
He did indeed. So, Nilzinho holding for a push towards B. Petiscal playing towards, what is that? Checkers. Also, you have VKL and Vent, I believe. So it is towards a 2-2-1 setup, 2 towards A, 2 towards mid. And obviously, Petiscal alone towards that B side. Luckily for them, though, it will be the play towards A. They've got 4 players close knitted towards it. Can they rotate in time is the real question.
The nade. Straight over towards this A bomb site. Pulse actually does get the entry of those snarls. This gives them the power play they need. They still think it could be an attack towards that B bomb site. They're going to go for the late retake style of CS here. But Jax runs the risk. He charges straight in. Brute force. He is doing damage. Surely if he goes down, it'll leave him in such a sour spot. Luckily enough, the rotate started to come over. So much damage has been transferred onto the players. The Molotov goes out. Nilzinho gets a team kill as well. They're just left in a 3 versus 3.
They have no kits as well towards the CT side. The bomb has to go down fast here. Stanley, low HP as well towards quad. After plant positions aren't the best, they have no players towards forklift, so the CT aggression from short, from CT and Kara and whatnot, they can push in. And if they do, that could spell the end of Stanley is so low.
Here's the difference maker as well. Look at the amount of utility they have on the side of EnVyUs. They're now going to sponge that, throw it over, and hope this will give them the leeway they need. They push straight onto the site. They take the fight towards Nilzinho, but Stanley peeks out, finds 1, but it is not enough. Pulse also falls in the meantime. The defuse comes back into effect, and they are trading rounds left, right, and center.
No players in the after plant there for forklift. Means that the CTs were able just to push in uncontested. And that will be the retake coming out from EnVyUs Academy. You saw how low they waited for the clock to tick down. They waited, and eventually pulled through. They're hoping that Method will peek out and give them an advantage, but instead, though, they just walked up into the site and swarmed together and all through. I believe there are 2 players staying alive as well for the CT economy. Even so, the money is fairly low on the EnVyUs side. Method are going to be buying up once again 5 AKs for themselves as we go into round number 6. Seems like another slow default coming in from both sides, but Lambert playing aggressive misses the shot.
Lambert not looking form with the AWP right now. He has had a couple of bad misses here and there. Luckily enough, he did have Petiscal to trade him back out as they get into a manageable situation once again. But the true attack seems to be situated towards that A bomb site.
Haji with the FAMAS. Cross is smoked actually from a main, so we can't have any information of how many players are on site right now from the T side. It's going to be VKL soloing towards the B site with the AWP retrieved from Lambert's dead body. It's going to be a 3-man stack towards the A site, and the bomb is coming this way as well.
Jackson to the previous round outputted so much splash damage, softened up the opposition, so Method just so squishy at the time. EnVyUs have to mount the retake.
Flush comes in, they're trying to take control of A main.
A little bit awkward that they actually block each other, don't go for full commit through the smoke. They do trade though, as kills start to go all over the place. Jenko does one better as he pops the head off Pixka, but they need to know the location of Jax. They've only just realized what shenanigans he was bringing to the table. Eventually take him down though, as it's all left on VKL. Lambert's orb in his hand, but he misses the opening shot.
Does indeed, turns into a 1 versus 2, has no kit as the Molotov hits the flick though, and Stanley trying to cross back towards the site. Flash comes in though from Weber. He does have A. The question is though, the molly going down, can he plant?
Tries to go for the fake plant, wanted to bait VKL in, but he's not going to fall for it. Does start to reposition. We're going to see him take the fight from short at this point, it seems. Weber, biding his time, is aware that he has so much time here to play with. 30 seconds left on the clock. He has the smoke down as well, and Weber's playing it smart.
No utility though for VKL, no kits. Also pushing through the smoke, VKL holding for the heaven peak, and then cross back towards site.
Crosshair, he gets the flick! Weber trying to clear the site. VKL just flicks him from mid. Instant reaction takes him down. Weber kicking himself.
Exactly, they're the 3 versus 2 advantage there towards the A site, but Jax brought it through, found those 2 kills, gave his team the advantage, eventually to go down, but in the 1 versus 2, VKL prevails. You got to be thinking, I believe it was Stanley that died first in the 1 versus 2, crossing back to the site, jumping before the flashbang had actually bloomed. That's the problem. VKL's orb wasn't blind, he was able to find himself the frag. Jenko goes down early. It's a 4 to 2 is the scoreline. It's currently a 5 versus 4.
Yeah, trying to go for the early information play, had confidence in the spawn, went for the first peek, hoping for the best, but just loses his life because of this. Method can try and play this round very loose though if they want to. Only the 1 smoke investment coming out really, and the Tech 9s. They just want to try and go for that shock and awe style CS into the late round.
Exactly that. Only armor onto Nilzini as well. The remaining 3 T players have no Kevlar. Just a Deagle onto Weber, smoke onto Pulse as well, and Tech 9s will be the rest of the buy. So, for EnVyUs, can they have a clean round here?
Look at the setup as well. So easy for them to find these frags at this point. Easy trade potential, and they're not even going to need to. They just outright take the fight through. The headshot comes out, taking down Nilzinho. They can respond quite easily as well as the flashbang goes through, allows them to peek back into this. They are keeping the T's at bay, penned in by some room starts. They have no real angles to play with. Stanley, meanwhile, at mid gets caught off guard as well on his rotate, and they have him caged in like lions.
They do indeed. Pentaskill though, 4 HP, but still finds the frag onto Pulse, and it's crucial he stays alive as well for the money and bank of Team EnVyUs. 5 players staying alive there versus the eco coming up from Method. So, 5 to 2 is the scoreline now. Another buy round coming out from Method on their T side. We saw them before try and potentially go towards mid. The problem is, Weber's lurk was so late. As soon as the Method side came out of A main, it was too late. Too many players had fallen. Jax towards Forklift was able to find 2 frags. Imagine if Weber was early on with the lurk. Could have been towards Highway, could have had a faster refrag, and that could have been 2 versus 3, or a 3 versus 1, sorry, in favor of Method. Anyway, though, it's going to be the 5 AK buy once again from Method. Jenko, Pulse, and Nilzinho, none of them wielding the AWP into round number 8. Lambert with the AWP as well. Currently posted up towards Squeaky. He knows that they've gone for 2 door bursts so far, and Pulse has been going towards door on his default. And actually, Pulse is outside door right now, so holding for the door to be opened. He missed the shot earlier. Wants redemption.
Switch things up though. Stanley going to go for the mid control here. Play with Weber, try and go for that split push. They're actually going to peek together as well. This could be very effective.
Once again though, a staple of Method's T side. It's going to be Jenko and Stanley there towards boost. Usually they smoke connector, peek out to sandbags, highway vent, try and take control of it with just aim. Nevertheless, the bomb right now outside of door.
This is scary though. Look at Haji pushing in from the back line. He can get so much information. He's going to hear those footsteps, relay that now. They know mid control is being taken. Haji could have gone for the strike, but the smoke will zone him out.
Lambo the up now as well towards... Oh, actually gone back towards highway, so it is smoked off. That might be following the T's back in towards B. Standing here on the lurk, trying to find an entry towards A side, but Lambert has the angle covered.
The smoke's dissipating now as well. That bit of protection they had has faded away. Jax and Lambert are the ones trying to listen out how this play is actually going to go down, assuming it to be towards A, but really it's a B play. They've been absolutely lampooned as they're now going to try and hit the site. They finally open as well. Haji will take down the lurk though towards A, but meanwhile at B, it is all coming up Method right now.
It is indeed. Jax trying to fire through the smoke, trying to make this a 3 versus 3, but unfortunately for him though, he doesn't do it. Lambert holding the cross now. Goes for the jump, doesn't quite land the shot. It's going to be the 4 versus 3 still as the bomb is planted.
An aggressive angle, hard to land the shot, and unfortunately he will not be able to connect it, but at least their presence is known now. A 3 versus 4 retake is possible, but they need to get one opening frag, give themselves an edge back into the round, something to make it manageable.
EnVyUs might go and call for the save here, sorry. Look at that. They're actually exiting through CT spawn. The problem with the B site on Cash is there's so many crossfires that the T's can have. You saw Weber there, under heaven, holding towards CT lower. You have the players on site as well. You can have that crossfire, you can have the crossfire from B main, checkers, so many angles where you can peek on contact or just aid each other in various ways. Such a hard site to retake, but nevertheless it will be 5-3 in favor of Team EnVyUs.
Locking that one down as they work their way through. Method going to be pretty happy off the back of that. Get the bomb plant into the round, get themselves a little bit more money to play with, but they have to keep that consistency. We haven't seen them linking rounds together. It's random little spurts of confidence where they have great plays. We've seen all of these rounds be so close, though, coming down to the wire in clutch situations multiple times.
Yeah, exactly that. And imagine if Weber doesn't find that frag onto Haji towards default. Or I believe it was VKL actually, but anyway, if that was a frag there towards checkers, that could have been a 3 versus 3, and then suddenly EnVyUs try and go for that one. Instead, though, that round favouring Method puts it to 3. Now EnVyUs will have another buy into this one. Lambert with the AWP once again. 4 and 4 to fill out the rest of the buy, and no AWP for the T side, just 5 AKs for them. Bomb once again towards T-spawn, and we'll be seeing a boost come out for the CTs right here. Jax once again for the lurk.
This is scary. Jackson elevated angle, playing it smart. Don't overcommit instantly. Don't show your hand. Play it close to your chest. Go into the late round. The only thing is Jenko has the angle covered. He knows what his role is here, and Jenko should be able to find the headshot if he goes for this risky play.
Exactly. Wary that the boost could come in. Problem right now for Method on their T side is they have no control of the map. They have checkers, but that's about it. Weber, usually the lurk play here, might have to try and find the entry towards that site. Petiskel holding the angle alone. VKL as well towards CT lower. Goes to the smoke right now, and it's actually towards below. Might be pushing towards checkers.
Nice Molotov in, forces the hand of Weber, which will strike. He actually gets the upper hand, though, takes him down.
Bomb.
Jax finally comes into effect as well. Not only does he spot the bomb, but as you said, it is down in an awkward location. Forces the rotate off for Jenko. This is going to slow him down massively. Does one better as well. Pops out, says hello to Weber, and leaves him in a very awkward spot.
Does indeed. 4 versus 3 now favouring Team EnVyUs once again. 40 seconds left on the clock, and right now a Method have no control of the map. They don't have mid, they don't have A main or anything. Instead, though, Haji towards MBK, holding the cross now towards side.
This is on pulse. Jenko to get these openers. Haji's able to strike freely, though. Does what he wants. Gets a double kill. Probably hungry for the triple as well, as he might as well take 3. Will not be allowed it. Gets absolutely denied, but it's all on Nilzinho in a 1 versus 3 here. Burns through his last bit of utility as the Molotov will set ablaze to the site. Does roam around, getting out the tag slots, but not quite the frags. He can't officially take the fights, and Petiskel will dispatch him.
Yep, 10 seconds on the clock as well, so not really a chance for him to even plant in that scenario. 1 versus 3, and he will eventually go down. Another round there, 1 for EnVyUs on their CT side, and typically when we cast Method, it seems like their T sides are so strong, and it's where they flip over, they go on the CT side, the counter-terrorist side, and then it all just crumbles.
Yeah, they can be artists with the AKs on the T side. That's what you're going to see them running rampant, beautiful rifle prowess, but they just have to click. They seem to have different mindsets.
Exactly. At a maximum as well into this first half, the best they can get and ask for is a 9-6 scoreline. If EnVyUs win versus this Force by here, Force and Eco coming out from Method, we could easily be seeing an 8-3 scoreline. If EnVyUs win 8 rounds on their first half as a minimum, well, it all comes down to that CT pistol from Method. If they don't lose it, sorry, if they don't win it, that could spell the end for them already on map 1.
Back towards the old Faithful, trying to take the hit towards the A-bomb site. Limited investment to utility. They're going to try and make the best of what they can. Actually go in dry, wandering straight into the site. Allows Haji in the elevated angle just do so much damage. Everyone else chimes in as well. Rips their way through the Method attack. A great tenacious defense is displayed by EnVyUs, and it all falls to Jenko.
Jenko now the 1 versus 3. Uses smoke towards connector. Has a Molotov double flashbang as well. 1 minute on the clock to work with. But what can he really do in this scenario? Kits onto the CT so they can play retake if they need to. They have the bomb as well towards door. Unless Petiskel finds the frag or gives him the kill towards CT, then maybe there's a chance. But look, they have all the angles covered. Jenko forced to go through highway.
If there's any man you want in these situations, it's going to be Jenko. He's usually so effective, really quite primed, and can do damage. But unfortunately not going to be able to pull that one out of the bag. A massive task, even for a man of his stature.
So, 7-3 with the scoreline now, as we head into the next round. So far, so good from EnVyUs. So they win versus the Force by coming out of Method. And that means they should be getting to 8 rounds here if the Eco comes through, which it does. So, round number 11, going to be the Eco here from Method. EnVyUs, they haven't really got too much money in the bank right now. They've got 4,000 and a couple players, so they want to have a clean round here, have 6,000 across the board in their bank account. That way they can buy up another round, just in case Method gets a 4.
Just going to play up close and personal. Has the utility to play with. Right now, though, Method actually switching it up a bit. We're seeing that fall back from the normal aggression where they do play close towards connector, just play more situated towards mid. Obviously, probably going to go for more of your explosive type play. They can't really play this one out like a gun range. Yeah,
Hanchi has the MP9 as well. He's there to stack up as much cash as possible. What's strange as well coming up from the Method side is typically on the T side they play so aggressive towards mid on the buy rounds. But so far, I mean, obviously this is the eco, so you can't really look too much into it, but on the bar rounds, they boosted up Jenko and Stanley. One round, they took control of mid, but what did they really do with it? They went back from mid, they came back towards A main, and again, it was Weber lurking. That's the thing I mentioned before. They take control of mid. They need to stay there and split a site and pinch it together.
They are eventually going to bring that boost into fruition right now as the mid hit is going to be the order of the day. But Jax is there and he's locked and loaded. Gets the info as well. Can flashbang over to try and give himself an opportunity to peek, but no one runs the risk just yet.
So, is the 1-man advantage right now into round number 11. And so far, so good for EnVyUs as they have 5 alive versus the eco.
Let's pick them off as well. There's Method just peeking dry right now. Not too much they can really bring to the table. At this point, they're essentially as good as done as well. 32 seconds left on the clock. They're going to have to go for a straight commit towards the site and just hope they can pull off a suicide play.
Exactly that. Haji as well wants to get aggressive with the MP9. He doesn't want this into the next round. Wants to get a frag here, 2 kills at best. Actually, if he gets 2 frags here towards A main, that will actually buy the comeback.
Luckily enough, Lambert actually comes in with 2 frags. Pulse finds the kill as well. That's actually fairly good for Method. Lambert goes big with a 3K, but the thing is, that's nowhere near the amount of money they would have received if Haji was able to find the kills with the MP9s. So
yeah,
fairly good for
exactly
Method.
that. The remaining 3 kills going in favor of the AWP. That's only $300 into the CT bank. If that was the MP9, that would have been 1,800. So luckily, well, a blessing in disguise, I would say, because right now they are 8-3 down. EnVyUs Academy already winning the first half as we go into round number 12 now. Question for Method is, are they going to go for their bread and butter, go for the mid take, 2 boosted up, Weber lurking towards one portion of the map, and go from there? And actually instead, they're going to be going for the door burst here. 1 player towards A main, 1 player, usually 2 towards A main, 3 towards door. Question is, I think they're going to go for the crisscross smokes towards mid, force the player highway to peek mid, get a rotation away from A, and try go 3 versus 1. But look at the aggression here from the CT side. They're going to be doing the boost. The timing is so perfect right now for Method.
Haji and Jax. It just depends how this one actually unfolds. Haji gets an elevated angle, but it's just in the nick of time. He's able to strike from the heightened position, and he does find 2 frags. VKL as well chimes in, taking down Jenko after he was able to battle against that CT side defense. It's all left on Weber and Nilzinho. That duo once again hoping to at least claw something back into the round, but Jax strikes, eliminates Nilzinho, and Weber left trapped all on his lonesome.
Back once again. Weber last alive in the 1 versus 4. Lambert missing the shot, but then again he knows exactly where he is. 55 seconds left, he has no utility.
Forced to at least make a last-ditch attempt at this point. Flashbang's out, they attempt to peek into him. Lambert will actually pull it off with the Tech 9 as well. Weber frustrated.
The timing there. That's so unfortunate for Method. If that was 5 seconds beforehand, they would have caught the boost off guard, caught them with their trousers down. And that could have been a double entry towards a 5 versus 3 in their favor, and the site would have been theirs. EnVyUs probably forced to go for a save. Instead, they win with 4 alive, and they're building the bank round after round. 9,000 into Lambert's hands as well. 6,000 across the board for the rest of the players. They can continuously buy for the remaining 3 rounds. Method, at best, they can get 9-3, but they're going to be going for the eco here. Careful up, only onto Stanley. Forces of armor, unarmored tees.
VKL, once again, in a good position here. Has the chance to play with. Nilzinho, though, gives the game away as he steps out trying to bait them in, but they just play it smart, force the teams to play into their hands. They will tear their way through, a little bit risky towards the end there, and actually, Weber's able to pull it out. Grabs himself a weapon as well. That's 2 frags back into the favor of Method, but of course, Jackson Haji, the duo you never want to see when you're on the opposing side.
Stanley now, 1 versus 3. Has Kevlar actually, so if he finds the frag onto Jax, but as I say that, a nice headshot comes through. It's going to be 10-3 right now. EnVyUs Academy with a 7-round advantage, and you got to remember as well, Jack, this is the map that Method picked. Audacious, risky, bold, and right now it's not in their favor. Especially, got to remember as well, it's 10-3 right now, and who won the pistol? It was Method with the 1 versus 4 from Weber. This could be an 11-2, a 13-1 right now. Method almost lucky to have 3 rounds as we go into the penultimate round number 14. 5 AKs once again for the Method side. No AWP been bought yet. So
See Haji go for the classic play here. Smoke in, take main control, boost yourself up into the elevated angle. Is forced to fall down as the flashbang comes over. Just gets out of there so he can at least live to fight another battle.
Exactly that. So the boost coming in eventually. It's going to be Jenko and Stanley once again. They're going for their bread and butter, what they typically do on their T defaults, 2 boosted towards mid. These 2 players mid will take control of mid, and then eventually they split a side. So far, we've seen them do this once before. But once they had mid control, they fell back through mid main. They went towards A main and they grouped up. Simply put, Jack, they can't group up on their T side right now. They have to pinch the sites. 3 towards A main, 3 towards B, and 2 through vent or 2 through highway.
Yeah, have to go for that split pixel CS and rely on their own individual skill This is the team you'd want in those sort of scenarios, but EnVyUs' defense has been so on point to the prior rounds, and they are situated in great angles. VKL as well. The backup of Lambert right now as they just wait in. Lambert going to go for the contact play, spots him out. Stanley gets taken down. Meanwhile, towards the B-bomb site over the barn, it's going to be Petty Scale to strike. Will find one headshot, gets out of there, but it's short-lived. On his retreat, Jenko takes him down. Weber also chimes in with a massive opener. Lambert misses the shot. This is where things could get detrimental as Lambert, struggling to find the shots, dives down, taking the fight for some reason. Pulse will pop his head, makes a power play on towards the bomb site as the team EnVyUs is only left with 2 more members.
So 3 versus 2 right now. Into the retake we go. EnVyUs Academy have money to buy up into the final round as well, so they can go for this one. Kits, but no utility for the CT side.
Jax raring to go. Foot is on the pedal as he wants to try and burst his way in, create the opener that gives them a chance to attempt to bring this round back. But Jenko will strike, takes them down. It's all left on Haji. And no matter the high ground, he will still lose in that scenario. Method working their way back through, but even then, there's still not enough of a buffer.
Exactly that. You mentioned the buffer that they need on their CT side. For me, they needed 9 rounds on their T side. They need to win that CT pistol and have as many rounds to play for as possible heading into the final half. Anyway, though, we're going to the final round. 10-4 is the scoreline. AWP onto Lambert once again. And finally, we're seeing the AWP in play. But it's not in play from Pulse or Jenko. It's going to be the slower, steadier, more supportive style of AWP coming out of Neil.
Oh, Neil takes the fight as well, but the only thing is Lambert with the superior angle. Actually, no, sorry, Neil takes him down as Lambert was the one playing contact, of course, from that CT side. Neil will take him down. This does give him a nice opener into the round.
But this is the difference in AWPers, right? If this was Jenko or Pulse, they'll be pushing towards B, pushing towards A, peeking towards mid. Instead, Neilzinho is more of that far back, slow, supportive style AWPer where he will hold the angles and use the AWP for map control.
Scale attempting to do some damage, but right now the split and pick style of CS is working massively for them. They're finding the impact frags they need to collect. Already a big deficit on the side of EnVyUs.
Yep. 2-man disadvantage right now for the CT side. 1 minute left on the clock. AWP still into play on the T side, but obviously winning that AWP duel early on into the round means there is a 2-man advantage for Method on this T side. It's going to be VKL soloing towards B, and EnVyUs giving up the A side. Unfortunately for them, they went for the wrist stack towards B, and Method, they read them like a book. They went back towards this A side.
They make their play towards A now. They can go contact as well. It's completely clear. As soon as they get the information that the welcome mat is down, they can run in, get their shoes all over the place. They will take control. Burning for a lot of utility, though, as they don't have the information that the site is open for them. Haji just waiting for the late round rotate. Actually repositioned before Neilzinho can move over. This could be detrimental to him, but if he gets a couple of frags off, that is going to be the most important factor. Strikes in, will be able to find 1 frag back on towards Stanley. Nate goes out as well as he's trying to do as much damage as humanly possible into the round. He's working his way through like a steam train. VKL will fall though as Weber takes the fight towards him. It's a 2 versus 3 at this point, but the T's get ready to fight back. They will have an uprising as it all falls into the capable hands of Jax, but this time around, he will not be able to do it.
There we go then. Can be 10-5 into the first half here. Method only able to get 5 rounds after winning the pistol. Simply put, is it enough on your CT side? UK teams now notorious for being weak on the CT side and strong on the terrorist side. Then again, though, I wouldn't really say 5 rounds, especially off the back of the pistol, being relatively strong. Method, if they lose the pistol right now, and EnVyUs, they win versus the Force Spy, win versus the Eco, we could easily be seeing a 30-5 scoreline right now. At that point, 8-round advantage, 3 away from closing it out. We've seen how dominant EnVyUs are currently. Yeah, you do have to be expecting EnVyUs to close that one out.
Things with Method as well. They're one of the teams that actually, domestically, even when they have a bad first half, you can't really count them out. They are a team that can bounce back, normally resetting themselves, even though internally it looks like they've taken a very heavy hit off the back of that first half. If they don't have a fantastic game, they normally can reset fairly swiftly, come back into the second half, mentally reset, and really bring their A game. If they're going to be able to do that today against a team like EnVyUs that has been looking very swift, great tenacious defenses on that CT side, they were looking like they had great communication, great setups, it worked out. Always the constant trade game. On their T side, as long as they trade efficiently, that is where they're going to be scary.
Exactly that. In the preface as well, we mentioned the fact that Method, they're slow burners. They start off slow. Generally, this is the second half momentum where they just really kick it into gear. Fire on all cylinders, but right now it's going to be a 3-man stack from the CT side towards this A site and a 5-man potential door burst. They're going to have a smoke towards Highway and a smoke towards the cross from Car as well. This is going to be the door burst coming out from EnVyUs. 3 players onto the A side from Method. They've got a good read here.
How's it actually going to work out, though? It all depends if they can find the frags. The firepower will reign supreme. They do kick it off, but Stanley will take down Hadji. Pulse as well comes into play. 2 massive, impactful frags, but Jax retaliates. This is where things get dire, Snods. Left in a 2 versus 2 at this point. The late rotate coming over for Method.
Lambert now able to cross towards the site. 2 players on the side from the T side. No armor though onto Lambert. He has the flashbang. And right now there's no kit to the CT side. It's Webber and Ilzinho, 2 versus 2. The bomb is down. No kit. Flash comes in the both line.
Jax as well, allowed to do so much more damage, and he lands the tag. That could have been it then and there. Done straight away. It's back in the hands of Webber. The ball is in his court, like the first pistol round we saw, but surely he cannot do it twice. This should be EnVyUs picking up this pistol round at that point. They have smart positional play, peek together, and Jax will get another frag into the round. That's a 4K. Single-handedly rips his way through.
2 versus 4 there. Stanley trying his best. He finds 3 frags, 1 from the player coming out of door, and then 2 as they try to push in through quad. Lines them both up. Almost a collateral as well. Nevertheless, though, it was the 2 versus 4. Jenko pushes through the smoke. He tries to aid Stanley. The problem was Stanley died. There was potential time where Stanley could have backed off and played the retake 2 versus 3. And if they did that, then, you know, maybe they would have had the second pistol as well in their favor. But instead, this game, Jack, goes 1-1 in favor of pistols, and the scoreline doesn't show it.
BKO here. Once again, trying to make that information play towards the B-bomb site. This is where he needs to really bring his A game, though. Take down Ilzinho early. Ilzinho could be such a nuisance with that CZ, though, especially for the position he's playing in right now. Close up by Lumji with the backup of Pulse. This could be bad.
Could indeed. Spots 1 player towards CT. Pulse as well, but dinks up the first player. Ilzinho falls 5 versus 4 right now. 1-man advantage for EnVyUs on their T side versus the 4 spy. And for Method right now, if they lose these following rounds, it could spell the end.
Oh yeah. Stanley as well. CZ in hand, locked and loaded. They actually don't clear it. He's allowed to get a free frag. Absolutely uncontested at that point, but luckily enough, they will respond so swiftly. They tear their way through the remaining defense that Method have brought to the table. It's all left on Jenko, and he's going to get wiped away like a spilt drink.
Exactly that. 12-5 now. And the eco going to be coming out from the CT side. Method, they couldn't lose that CT pistol. It was so crucial for them to win both pistols in this fight. Well, first map of the best of 2. And this is their pick as well on cash. EnVyUs Academy, 16-0ing Prophecy last week. It's looking like they might just 16-5 Method this one as well. It's a statement to other teams to not pick cash. Don't try and get too bold and audacious versus us. Their map pool is so wide as well, and right now they're playing versus the Folly Eco. They can build up their cash so heavily, especially with the 3 SMGs they're having to play right now. Pedescal with the UMP, and then 2 MAC-10s onto Lambert, who's going to be bringing out the AWP into the next round, and Hanchi as well, the star rifler for this team.
That's the thing as well, the situation they're in right now, if they play their cards right into this round, maximize economy by getting the kills, especially with those MAC-10s and those UMPs, this is where they're going to set themselves up for, even if Method do start to bounce back, consistent, healthy economy for at least another 3 rounds. Give themselves enough to play with where they can constantly get those buys out to instantly respond.
It's not even the buys as well, it's the pressure you do to the other team's economics as well. It's the fact that, yes, if you have a lot of money, you can continuously buy if you lose. Even if you're losing, you might be in 2 versus 2s, 2 versus 1s, for example. And the economic pressure you do throughout those rounds means that if you win 1, that's where you reset the opposition, and that's how you get back into the game.
Might be in the game right now. Method are trying to claw their way back through. They're fighting tooth and nail to try and claw their way back in. They do a little bit of damage. They find 2 frags into the round, but eventually they will be overpowered by EnVyUs, and they keep the streak going. Not going to let anything slip away. Try and collect all the free rounds they deserve off the back of the pistol.
Big problem there for Method is the fact that all 5 kills, 2 onto Lambert, the AWPer with the MAC-10, 3 kills found onto Hadji, the other player wielding that SMG, which means we just saw a lot of money go into the bank account of EnVyUs. Look at that, nearly 7,000 for Hadji. He's actually going to be bringing the MAC-10 into this round as well. Might as well risk it. You've got an 8-round buffer. You can take risks here. You can throw away rounds potentially. And if they win this one as well, make it 14-5, then money will be so substantial.
Hadji as well, obviously someone that's absolutely naughty. When everyone speaks about these guys, you're looking at that duo, the dynamic of Jax and Hadji, always the explosive characters. They're the ones that are the showstoppers.
Lambert as well has been stepping up. It seems like he has his big games here and there. We see Jenko usually being the full firepower on the Method side. Can he deliver towards heaven?
Pulse perched up in the power play position, but it's not going to work out as they burst their way through. The flashbang allows them to walk in. Just so happy, so carefree at that point, and they do take him down. The trade will come back in as Hadji gets taken down, but here's the true play. Take the short control, sprint your way up the M6, and try and speed in towards that bomb site.
Good flashbang, sprays up 1 player, finds the first right, tries to go for the second, and actually will get it. No, he won't. Webber finds it, but Jack's there, the fast reply. Finds himself 2 kills with the bomb in hand. He will eventually fall and turn this into a 2 versus 1 VKL now, no utility into his name. just going to have the AK. 45 seconds on the clock, has to retrieve the bomb as well towards highway.
So awkward for VKL right now. Trapped between a rock and a hard place as he needs to try and get the bomb. The angles are both covered. So many positions he's got to be worrying about as well. Takes the fight towards Jenko. A swift headshot as he snipes him down. Gives him the opportunity. He needs to turn around, but he goes for the jump face. Gets the information, but he's safe.
Exactly that. He knows exactly where NeilZenia is rotating from now as well. Playing towards MBK. Hoping that he comes from highway. No key onto NeilZenia, just to be fast here.
NeilZenia bides his time, hoping that he's going to peek. VKL will make some kind of mistake, allow Method to get a little bit of leeway they need, get the crowbar in and crack the door open, but VKL is having absolutely none of it. He's playing it safe, playing it absolutely stone cold, but NeilZenia will take him out, overpowers him in the firefight, and will get the defuse as well. Down to the wire in all of these rounds.
Exactly that. Even though they've won the round, made it to 13-6, EnVyUs can still buy. Method having one player stay alive in the previous round, that the clutch coming out from NeilZenia means their money will be so low going into this next round. EnVyUs Academy win this round, make it 14-6. They break the money of Method. That's where the game is really set and done.
It's true. This is where things are going to be shaping up. So important now, the final couple of rounds we're looking at here. EnVyUs, they've already worked their way through. In terms of the benchmark they've got, they're looking absolutely golden. They are so close to closing this one out, whereas Method, these rounds are so important. Have to get this consistent linking together of rounds, especially on that CT half, because of how fragile that economy can be.
So, it's going to be 2 foul messes right now for the CT side. AK picked up from Pulse, dropped over by NeilZenia. Nice guy. And it will be NeilZenia and Jenko on the M4s. Versus them will be 4 AKs and the AWP onto Lambert. So even though Method won the previous round, the better buy is actually in favor of EnVyUs. 1:25 on the clock right now. It's going to be a slow default from EnVyUs. Usually when we see them play, they play slow and steady. They check every single nook and cranny. They don't take chances or risks. They clear out the map. They take control of the map as well. They play very structured Counter-Strike. Seems like none of the UK teams here, even the international teams as well, we saw Prophecy last week, they can't handle.
This is a really good read as well from Method. They had the triple set up towards mid. They do actually lose out right now as the frags are coming in from EnVyUs in absolute bundles. They lose 2 players on the side of Method, but they did take down Jax. It's manageable, but when you lose another man, that's where things start to go south. Stanley went for the information play. He had to do something, but he falls.
He's made the right play there to peek towards A main, but there's no flashbang from Weber. He has one flashbang, it's towards Harvey. If he flashed Stanley into A main, then yeah, that could have been feasible. Instead, though, Weber spots one player towards door. The rotation comes in 2 versus 4.
Pulse and Weber. They actually do here. Oh, Pulse as well, nearly taken down, and he will actually reface into it. Instantly gets executed. Hadji as well going to do the same to the other T that was left standing. This is looking like EnVyUs now back on form. There will be no cash on the side of Method, and that is quite scary.
Yeah, VKL, they're absolutely loving it right now. 14-6. They know they've broken the money of Method. It's going to be the 4th spike count for them, probably. Well, most likely. Look at that, 1,400 across the board, and they will buy pistol Kevlar. No SMGs, Jack. No AKs or AWPs as well. It's going to be a very weak buy on the CT side. Utility is scarce as well. No flashbangs. Just going to be 2 smokes, and one of them already used towards mid. No flashbangs mean they can't flash in towards A main, try and catch players off guard. They can't flash towards B main. All they can do is allow the T to set the pace. Right now, VK towards B, spamming through the smoke. Trying to see if you can find a frag towards the boosted players. Pulse trying to spot over the smoke, trying to see what you can find. Luckily for EnVyUs, though, they have fallen back, and the boost doesn't warrant anything.
EnVyUs still going to play it slow and stable. Just hold back, play for the distance. They have a massive range advantage over Method into this round, and they're going to be completely aware of that economical disadvantage that they are at. So there is no reason to get up close and personal, where these pistols will be at their best.
Hadji towards door as well. Across the map is going to be 4-1 style of CS coming out from Team EnVyUs. Pulse will find the frag there towards the remaining A players, so that means all 4 of EnVyUs right now caged in towards the B side.
Hadji dying there is huge for Method, as you said, because they completely rotate over right now. They can send backup for NeilZenia. NeilZenia with his classic weapon, but he won't even get a chance to fire off a single round as VKL takes him down. Pulse, luckily enough, will chime in with his dirty deagle. Finds one filthy kill, and he's hungry for more, but it seems unlikely at this point. He's being kept at base, Nods.
Exactly that. Bomb will go down now. No kits for the CT side. They all have Kevlar, though, and a retrieved AK there onto Stanley.
Bomb has been planted.
Can't find another gun. Lambert as well. Snakes walks into his crosshair. Goes for the pre-fire, and actually Jenko will land. It's going to be 3 versus 2 right now.
Just have to try and run in at this point. Use the aggression they have with these pistols. Get into close range, overwhelm the opposition. They know of Lambert's location. They can jump on the bomb at this point. All Jenko has to do is hold for the rotate and take him down. As long as Jenko finds his frag, they pick up the round so easily. Pulse will strike. The defuse is going on as we speak, and they are able to retake that site.
There we go. It's going to be 14-7 now. EnVyUs was still a double, well, compared to Method, they have twice as many rounds. 7 for them as they win a round back. 3 staying alive as well for the CT side. They can retrieve the AWP and the 2 AKs, so the money should be doing fairly well into this forthcoming round. Still, though, very favoured in terms of EnVyUs closing this one at 16 to, who knows, 16 to 10, 16 to 9, but nevertheless, it should be an EnVyUs game in terms of the momentum so far. Then again, Method, known as slow burners, they start off slow, usually at deficit. Let's see if Lambert can make it a deficit for Method into this one.
You can see they wanted to go for the early aggression. Stanley going for his standard play in towards main early, but the flashbang did ward him back just long enough that they can now get up close personals to the side. Can go for the boost over the smoke as well, but no one is there to be greeted by the barrel of Lambert's AWP.
Yep, Stanley as well towards Forklift. Should have heard the scoping as well. That's probably why we're going to be seeing the rotation come out from Jenko back towards Car. Actually, no, the CT is looking quite confused there towards CT. It's going to be Jenko staying towards mid, and Neilzina, the UMP, rotating back towards Car. It's going to be 3 players here for the CT site. Stanley finds the first, turns into a 5 versus 4 in favour of Method.
Stanley puts in the groundwork as he will start to whack the weeds that are in his backyard as he finds that opening frag. Hungry for more, those Snots. Needs to try and keep it going right now. You can see EnVyUs being kept at bay. It all depends on when Lambert gets this opening frag with the AWP. He is going to be the catalyst around, the contact decision maker. That Molotov is huge as well. Forces them out when he misses the opener. The nade has to roll in. They are low. It should blow them out the server, but Weber gets away absolutely scot-free.
He does indeed. 5 versus 4, and now Weber is low HP, standing towards Forklift, throws the molly, but actually gets spotted out by Jack. Good flashbang comes through.
They do push in. Petty Scale will dispatch of the first man. Stanley, the frontline infantry, completely eradicated. VKL as well wants to do one better, so he'll take down Weber, leaving them with just a triple threat on the side of Method. But that triple threat steps up. They tear their way through the EnVyUs side, leaving them with just Petty Scale and Lambert. They're in awkward locations. Lambert can't efficiently get out. He's trying to take the fight, but Pulse have the superior angle. It's all on Petty Scale on the back of the site. Sure, he has the bomb, but he doesn't have much time, and he needs to react right now.
Holding the angle, and Pulse will find the frag. It's going to be 40 to 8 there. 3 versus 4. I thought for a second there, Method were going to let it slip after having the man advantage. Lambert finds a frag towards the A site. We saw double entry towards, at that point, that could have been it. Instead though, they pull it back. They win at the 3 versus 2. Now make it 14 to 8 right now. 6 round difference for these two teams as we go into round number 23. It's going to be the double setup right now for the CT side. Pulse and Weber bringing those one out. Where are they taking those? Pulse going towards B. And then Weber, number 8, towards Car, holding towards MA, and they expect this one to be an eco. That's why they're playing retake towards that site. But as I said, they're standing in a little bit aggressive there towards default. Once the door burst comes in, can they swarm the site and get the first frag onto Stanley? And from there, it's all down to the aftermath.
Molotov goes out, Stanley gets the info, starts to fall back so they can at least play late round retake, which is the smart decision to make. Don't run the risk of losing the man advantage straight away.
Exactly. Only Kevlar onto Jax as well. 4 unarmored Ts towards the A site, and near impossible round for them to win right now.
Bounding through the air right now, showing off their aerobic skills, Snots.
Exactly that. So, smoke goes in towards MA, and they can molly out Forklift as well. It's all down to the first frag that comes out.
Peaks do come through. Petty Scale will overpower Jenko, but a lot of damage has been done. They're incredibly low, and everyone is getting tagged up even lower at this point, but they're somehow holding on. It's Weber that has to take them out, striking with the AWP, one after another, blow for blow, as they do begin to fall. At this point, the taser actually goes off. Pulse finds a frag. Neilzina chimes in as well. They need to jump on the bomb shortly, though. Time starts to tick away. They do have the kits to play with, and they get it in the nick of time. A good retake from Method, but a little bit shaky in some places.
There we go. Jenko and Neilzina smiling on his screens right now. They know that the momentum right now is in their favour. 14 to 9, 5 rounds now separating these two teams. It might be a strong buy coming out from EnVyUs on their T side. They've got the bomb down. They can potentially buy an AWP, full utility, into the next one. Let's see what they bring out into round number 24. It will be a good buy from EnVyUs. 5 AKs for there, but no AWP onto Lambert. Will this change the style of calling? Typically with the AWP, they play map control style, and then they go for the late executes. Without the AWP, are they going to go for a mid play? Are they going to go for an execute to one of the map, well, of the site, sorry. But anyway, versus them will be the double up setup from the CT side. Neilzina AWPing, actually no, sorry. Pulse AWPing towards checkers. Neilzina as well towards default B. And already, aggression towards MA will find the first frag. Stanley takes down Lambert. 5 versus 4. They could go for the boost as well. The Shroud boost comes out. Very good positions right now for the CT side on their CT defense. Extremely hard round right now for EnVyUs to win. They have to take control of mid or split one of the sites.
Can be useful for the late round. Oh, Pulse as well. If he would have got that opening frag, could have been important. But the old double zoom will come back to bite him. Neilzina, luckily enough, is able to stay alive and kick in. He's also screaming as he tears his way through. He gets another frag back on the board, leaving it with just 2 members at the side of EnVyUs. They're trapped in awkward locations. The peaks can come out efficiently. There is no trade potential there for Hadje to get that frag back on towards Neil. So it's also easy for him to just take the fight. Hadje, though, starts to go into a world of his own. Does a little bit of damage, takes down Stanley, hungry for more as he roams around. He wants to run rampant, but it is denied by Nilzinho.
Coach isn't happy there. Shaking his head as the rounds slowly come closer and closer. 14-10 will be your scoreline. Method just in a 4-round deficit now as we go into round number 25. So far, on the EnVyUs side, it seems like first frag goes in favor of Method. They make it a 5 versus 4. And from there, EnVyUs are just forced to funnel in, tunnel together, and they go through the tight choke points. Method just mowing them down one by one as they try and enter to each soul. It's going to be round number 25 now. And the buy, more like a quasi-buy from EnVyUs. 3 sets of Kevlar onto Peterskull, Lambert, and Hadje. But still, it's going to be the Mac 10 for him as well. 3 Tent 9s and a Deagle. And now the door bursts and execute comes towards it.
Weber's gone for the self-boost as well. So the late rotate could come back through. Stanley does damage towards the side, but he only gets 1. Luckily enough, Jenko was there to chime in as well. Takes them down. It just falls to Jack and VKL. They're trying to play together. They're not in great positions here, and the nades are rolling in as well. Jack tagged down low, forced to fall back and just try it and play for trades.
No Kevlar as well, so Jack's maybe baiting for his teammate VKL, but actually no, does lead towards quad. Now pushing towards front red.
Eagle in his hands. VKL does upgrade to that M4. They have some kind of firepower to play with, but all of a sudden the confidence starts to shine through. Method peak together as a unit, as they should, and they overpower them. They take it back, regain control of the site, get the defuse. 11-14 right now, and James's prediction is not looking so ridiculous at this point.
Exactly that. 14-11 now, only 3 rounds behind for Method. And slowly but surely they're closing this one back. Usually when we cast Method, it's their T sides we rave about. But after a very one-sided half, 10-5 was the final scoreline after winning the pistol. They are bringing this one back strong on the CT side. Into this buy, it's going to be the double op setup. Once again, usually though, when you see 2 ops on cash, you have 1 towards A, 1 towards B, and you play 3 rifles mid. Actually, as I say that, I believe they will be going for a setup very similar. Pulse opping towards B. Where's that other AWP? Jenko is opping towards sandbags, towards boost, and then they have Stanley slowing towards the A side. It's going to be a slow default here from EnVyUs as well. They're holding all angles of the map. They're trying to see if one of these CTs will push and get aggressive from formation, as currently Method have all the momentum in their favor. They've won multiple rounds in a row now. First frag found by Hadje. The Molotov somehow finds a frag onto Nilzinho.
Just take him down. One of the first times we have actually seen EnVyUs being able to get that open frag really into this. It's been more so Method actually getting the openers right now. So this could be the difference maker into the late round.
Could be indeed. Right now VKL outside checkers, and if he gets the other checkers, that could be momentous. Instead though, Jax finds the boost onto Weber. He made the self boost, so they might be expecting another player towards mid, and that could cause for a misread.
Yep, could throw them off at this point if they're not aware of it. Weber obviously going for these more one-and-done style plays. They're very impactful, but you can't do them consistently at this point, so he kind of has given that one away.
So Jenko finds a frag onto Lambert, turns it into a 4 versus 3. And the bomb fastly approaching that A site, which they've all rotated off. VKL from behind could make this a 3 versus 2.
Pulse might get punished here. He seems completely unknown that VKL could get close in towards vents. It just depends if he spots it out. He's actually just going to cleanly walk out of there. The timing's so unfortunate as well, as he will get taken down.
There we go, 4 versus 2. Stanley has to go huge towards the A site. VKL finds the frag onto Jenko as well. All down to Stanley towards the A side. Match point here potentially for EnVyUs.
Playing around the smoke, but he needs to get some serious frags off here, and it is not going to happen. EnVyUs spot him out. They play it so slow, so smart, and this is the sort of EnVyUs we are used to see. That slow, standardized style of CS, where it's so clinical, work your way through, clear those angles in an effective fashion, and they do bounce back. They get that 15 from the board. Match point is secured. Method have no room for mistakes.
That's the thing though, right? When you play the slow, steady style of CS, you play the defaults. If you find an entry, a first frag, which they did towards middle, they found the entry kill. There's a 5 versus 4 in their favor, and they slowed the round down so much. At that point, all they had to do was group together, play the trade game, and they were going to win by the numbers regardless. So, round number 27 now, 15, and match point for EnVyUs. Method though, they can still take this. If they win this round, reset the money from EnVyUs. Win versus the Force Spike, win versus the Eco, try and make it 15-13, 15-14. At that, there's a chance for Method to come back into this one, but they need to win this round. They cannot concede 1, because if they do, EnVyUs take it.
And here's the thing, once again, they've switched up the AWP dynamic. They gave that secondary AWP up towards Jenko, that very aggressive AWP role as we've been touching on and hinting at, and he tries to go for the early face, gets taken down by Lambert. And this is where it gets bad. EnVyUs have the one-man advantage in their favor. They could seriously lock it down right here, right now, and claim that first map win.
Exactly that. EnVyUs, you can see how slow they're still playing the round. There's 50 seconds left on the clock. They have the one-man advantage. And they're just waiting and waiting for Method to make the mistake. Usually, on your CT side, when you have this advantage, you have to take a risk. Get information. Try equalize the number 4 versus 4. And Pulse right now holding towards VK's angle, towards B main. Hoping and praying that he can make it into a 4 versus 4 and give his team a chance.
Pulse, normally such a prolific fragger when it comes to wielding the AWP, but the timing is so critical as the push will actually come in. Forced to fall back, that's so awkward. He could have been the difference maker into the round, but Stanley steps up actually. Times in, Pulse goes big as well. They start to fire back as Pulse begins to do so much damage, tearing it up with the AWP. It's all left on Hadjay. He gets up close and personal, but Nilzinho will deny it, and they keep themselves alive.
You can see Hadjay, they're not happy with that one. He knows exactly the scenario they're in. Money reset. They're going to have to go for the force buy into this round. 15-12. 3 rounds now separating these two teams between us and overtime. So, reset comes through. They're going to be going for the force buy, use everything they have in their arsenal. And all it is, Jack, is 2 MAC-10s. Tech 9, an AK, and a Deagle. Oh, they're going to go for the fast speed play.
What is going to be the decision here? It has to be something snappy. Favor the weapons they have, that drive-by style of CS.
Yep, they know Pulse is AWPing alone towards the B bomb, so they're trying to exploit that and take advantage of it. Jenko, the fast rotation towards Heaven as well, here to aid on backup Pulse. The question is, do EnVyUs have the good flashbangs to warden off Jenko's help towards that B bomb side?
Jenko in his heyday would have an absolute field day with the environment that he has been left in. He loves these sort of situations. Pulse as well, look good momentarily, but can he try and live that once again? Now the smokes go down, it allows him safe passage towards the bomb site, but Jenko spots them out. Unluckily for Pulse, when he drops down, he just gets executed, but Jenko is still running straight through, finding the frags he needs to, but he extends too far.
He does indeed, turns into a 3 versus 3. MAC-10 though, AK and Tech 9, the best weapons you want in an after plant. Lambert there towards mid, holding off the CT rotation through Ven. It's all down to a 2 versus 3 towards this B side.
Jack spotted out the backpack in Nilzinho as well. He knows he is close CT. 100% aware of this, hearing all this information as well. The double face is going to come into play. Even though he's only got a MAC-10, from the range he's firing at, it can be such a powerful weapon. They do take him down. They run straight through with a CZ. Pettiscale fires back. Lambert chimes in as well. It's all left in the hands of Nilzinho to try and keep them alive into this matchup. Nilzinho has to do the unthinkable. They drop down. He gets one, but Pettiscale fires back. And they do pick up the first map. Cash goes the way of EnVyUs.
Eventually, they do close that one out from a 14-6 scoreline. It ends up at 16-12. Method right now, their slow starts come back to bite them every single time. We saw it versus Epsilon, we saw it versus Excel, and we've seen it once again week 4 of the Elite Series versus EnVyUs.